When Laura was little, she had a few instances where she would fall and hurt herself, and she would get really upset, and then she would pass out. She would be unconscious for a while. So we had her in and out of the hospital several times. We finally took her to Riley's Children's Hospital, where she spent 4 or 5 days, underwent every test under the book, and the doctors couldn't find anything wrong with her, so they came and said, put her in dance, and it'll help her coordination. And reluctantly, I started her in a dance class, and 12 years later, here we are. I am Christine Hendrickson, and I'm Laura's mom. We're doing this today in the car because we kind of live out of our car, and we're constantly going somewhere, so.
What I think really attracts me to tap is the fact that we can make our own music, and really what you're playing is an instrument on your feet. You can express yourself through the different kinds of sounds you're making, but also through your upper body and your face.
Laura, when we first met her, she seemed to be pretty shy. She was really little, probably 6 or 7 years old. So just to see the growth from her. So when she was little, you could tell that it was kind of fun, just an outlet for her. And then as we've seen her get older, you can definitely see her wheels spinning and everything changing, and she's like soaking everything in now.
I didn't want Laura to tap. I can't stand the sound of the taps on the floor and all the little kids running around all over the place, and all they ever want to do is make all the noise they can. I hated that sound. But Carrie convinced me to have her take a tap class, and Laura loved it from the beginning. Laura was doing a show in Detroit in December of 2019, and Mike was in that same show. At the time, I had no clue who he was. Laura had no clue who he was. We sat at a table with a bunch of moms, and a couple of them were talking about him and how much they wanted their kids to work with him, and I couldn't understand why they would want to go to Canada to work with somebody when, there was so much talent here in the United States.
And I remember vividly having this conversation with Laura and her mom, not knowing who they were at the time. And it was only maybe a 5 or 10 minute conversation. But for whatever reason, something just resonated about it. And that was the first introduction.
She has grown to love Mike's choreography, and she's really wrapped herself into the style that he has. And I think it's really paying off for her. It shows off the things that her level, but it's challenging to her, and it is appropriate for what she's doing.
And it's been neat for some of the younger ones and some of the older ones, or some of her peers, to be like, okay, yep, that was awesome, let's go. That would be
that too, but I also think it's been inspiring to them to get to want to try something new.
I think what really inspires me to dance and keep at it is just the knowledge that what I am learning I could pass on to another generation, and then just keep the love of dance going.